My name is Grace Berbicher. I come from the Cedar Falls Lucky Hawks, and I will be presenting on the good, the bad, and the ugly of social media. Social media has drastically changed our society. The average person spends more than 2 hours each day on social media. We have access to information faster than any other generation. But how did we get to where we are today? In 1969, the military made its first attempt for social media. The Advanced Research Projects Agency Network succeeded in sending 2 letters, LO. In 1997, 6th graders made a social networking site that allowed users to create profiles and follow others. In 2002, Friendster, one of the first social media sites, was created and launched. In 2004, Facebook and Gmail were created. And finally, in 2011, Snapchat was made. Social media has definitely brought huge changes, but some of these changes have been good, some bad, and some just plain ugly. First of all, let's look at the good of social media. Social media allows people to connect with each other more easily and across long distances. Many long-distance relationships use social media to stay connected even when they are far apart. While my dad was deployed to the Middle East last year, our family was thankful that we could talk and even see each other despite the distance. It was very nice to be able to chat and see him whenever we wanted to. In wars of the past, letters would take weeks and sometimes even months to arrive. With the recent effects on our society of COVID, family members and friends have been able to stay connected while staying safely distanced. Teachers can educate students online without them being endangered to one another. Companies have been able to have online meetings without exposing their employees to one another. Social media promotes safety and saves lives in times of crisis. In time, it helps deliver information about important events, news, and so much more. With a click of a button, everybody knows if a tornado or hurricane is coming in a matter of seconds. Parents can keep track of their kids' location using social media. Drivers can stay safer too, easily communicating with emergency responders and even providing pictures in real time. But not everything about social media is good. There's also quite a lot of bad. Social media decreases face-to-face communication skills. When you spend too much time sending rapid little bits of information, our ability to clearly express thoughts and ideas is diminished. Poor grammar and punctuation are now very commonplace, along with confusing abbreviations. Social media can also ruin relationships with friends and family. As I said before, an average person spends over 2 hours each day on social media. That takes away the time that you spend with your family and friends. Instead of spending those 2 hours on social media, you can practice a sport, bake something, play with your little siblings. The list goes on. In addition to this, social media can encourage laziness. People just sit on the couch for hours just watching videos, posting pictures, and texting friends. Now, the average teenager spends over 7 hours a day on social media. That's a lot of time. Unfortunately, some of the negative effects of social media go from bad to downright ugly. Many teens are suffering from depression, anxiety, or FOMO, or the fear of missing out. They feel insecure about their looks and lives when they look at others on social media. Even though FOMO has been around way longer than social media, apps such as Facebook and Instagram exasperate the feeling that they are having more fun or leading better lives than you are. The idea that you're missing out can lower your self-esteem, trigger anxiety, and make your need for social media increase. People need that face-to-face communication in order to stay healthy. When you don't get that, you're at risk of getting depression/anxiety. On top of all of that, many teens are getting cyberbullied. About 10% of teens report being cyberbullied or targeted with hurtful and offensive comments, whether it's rude names, false rumors, or even threats to their safety. A 13-year-old girl named Haley Libery committed suicide due to the fact that she was being cyberbullied. She suffered from epilepsy and got bullied as a result of it. Her classmates often told her to kill herself, and one even left a voicemail saying, "I hope you die." When Haley couldn't take the bullying anymore, she killed herself. This story just illustrates how ugly social media can actually get. Lastly, social media has inappropriate content. There are so many inappropriate pictures, texts, and videos. Children as young as 7 years old are on social media and should not be seeing some of the things that they are. They're exposed to drugs, violence, and so much more. Even though there are some things you can do to prevent them from seeing that, you can't fully protect them from everything on social media. In conclusion, social media has definitely helped us greatly, but it also has its negative effects. While we can talk to each other faster, it also decreases face-to-face communication skills. We can post pictures and videos, but not everything is appropriate. So yes, social media can be very helpful, but we need to be careful of what other stuff happens as a result of it. Are there any questions? Not, this concludes my presentation.
I have a question. How are us old people supposed to learn all that jargon that people... I had no idea what that fear of missing out was for the longest time. Finally, I had to ask one of my grandsons. So it's like they need a book for old people to catch up. But I do totally agree with the ugliness that can be out there, and I have witnessed that, and that somehow needs to stop, but I'm not sure who needs to do it. So you have some valid points, some valid reasoning. People need to pay attention.
That's my biblical graph.
Thank you.
How did you decide to use this as a topic?
Well, I was just trying to, some people were saying like stuff that gets you fired up, and I don't love everything about social media, so I just thought that that'd be a good topic.
Well, that's a good idea, especially being able to relate how it was so good to you and your family. That was a great point. You did a nice job.